What is up, everybody? So we're going to be playing some arcade games today, guys. This is much needed and something I've been wanting to do for a while. All right, so we've got it all set up here. I think the audio is going to be good. I actually am using these DJI mics, and I accidentally dropped one of them whenever I was setting all this up. These mics are actually pretty durable. I didn't notice any issues with it after I dropped it, so other than some marks on the plastic. But you guys hang out, let's have a good time. I've also set a goal as well for us. So if you guys want to contribute towards that goal, we can keep this stream going. I did the minimum, which was just $2 per super chat. And if we can get 5 of those, 10 whole doll hairs, we can go for another hour. So we'll see if we can make that happen. And if I feel like it, maybe we can keep it going, you know, throughout the day. We'll see. But I've got my favorite game loaded up here on my modded cabinet here, my modded arcade one up. This is by far my favorite, Bubble Bobble. And you guys can see my high score there, 152,290. Incredible high score, I felt like, for me at least, because I'm just not the best at these games, but I feel like I'm decent at this one. So we're going to start with it. Looks like we got 5 people in the chat. Definitely say hello. Enjoy yourself. Hope you guys are having a good Saturday. And let's get this show on the road. All right. This is a Raspberry Pi in it. It's been a minute. I've changed out the joysticks and the buttons on this. I have the convex buttons, which I seem to like a lot better. Oh no! That should not have happened. That was a mistake. So you're just essentially, you're getting them into the bubble, and then you're hitting the bubble to knock them out, and then you grab the fruit. Jeez. This is definitely going to be a warm-up. You can collect these letters as well. Oh, here's a bunch of them. And then there's these angry ones that come at you. I used to play this on NES growing up, and I just thought the colors and the graphics were so incredible for an NES game. Oh no! There we go. Oh, I need to get those bananas even though they're not worth much. I think that's it. Nope, got one more left. So this is the ETA Prime mod. Back when these things first started coming out, everybody was modding them with this exact mod. And here we are, what, like 5-6 years later, and this thing still works great. I've never put any extra games on it. I've got like 50 of my favorite arcade games on it, and I've just left it that way. got to get out of the way of those. And see, some of these stages are tricky because, like, if you jump up, as you can see, but then you get that fast track there, you're good. So I'm at 78,000 here. I'm halfway to my high score, but I've only got 1 life left. It's about to get real difficult. That's it. But I broke 100. Oh no, here we go. We got another life. Hey, I made it into the top 5. There we go. All right. 7 people watching, no chats yet. That's okay. You guys just hang out. If you guys feel like chatting, chat. I'll be looking at it and I'll be bringing up those on the screen for us if you guys decide to. But yeah, it looks like the audio is good. As far as I know, video is good. But if you guys have any issues with that, you let me know as well. All right, so that was Bubble Bobble. How I'm going to get out of this game is I've got to press the credit button and the player 1 button at the same time. That's going to get me back to my Raspberry Pi menu. And here's all my games. I've got 50 of my favorite arcade games on here. So we'll just run down the whole list here and play whatever looks interesting. Alien vs. Predator beat 'em up game, may come to that later. Altered Beast, good game, but it's not my favorite. The graphics are kind of like real flashy, like a lot of flashing on and off, and it kind of bothers my eyes. So I've never really been a huge fan of Altered Beast. Bad Dudes, decent arcade game. Battletoads, I can play that on my Killer Instinct, so I probably won't be playing that much on here. Burger Time's a good one, especially with all the Burger Time cabinets I've been seeing from Quarter Arcades. Also, you got the new slip-on side panels for the Burger Time for the GRS Build-A-Cade that just came out as well. Now I'm playing it not on a vertical screen, so it's going to be kind of condensed here, but it still looks decent. This is such a hard game for me. But it's one, like, if I load this up, I'll probably play it every time just to give it a crack, you know, see if I can get a decent score. Kind of like Donkey Kong, but it just doesn't move as well as Donkey Kong. And I don't have the proper controls, you know, this is a Marvel Superheroes cabinet I'm playing on. And it just feels like the left to right just doesn't seem right to me. Like it should be more responsive than what I'm getting on this machine. You guys will have to let me know, is that just the way the game is? Is it difficult on the original as well? Because I don't know if I've played Burger Time in the arcade on the original arcade. So there's a high score, 28,000 on here. That was, see, I'm not even in the top 5 on this cabinet. Captain America and the Avengers. This is a good one. I like this game a lot. I used to play it a lot on NES growing up, or maybe it was Super Nintendo. Can't remember which console. Captain America or Captain Commando, really good game. Caveman Ninja. I always felt this game played really good on this cabinet, and I always thought it looked really good too. So we'll load that one up. Hey, Chilada Love is here. He's saying, hey, Biggie, happy holidays, brother. Good to see ya. And we got 10 people in the chat. That's great. Just hanging out, playing some arcade games, loading up Caveman Ninja, which I thought this game always looked incredible on this modded Pi. And I beat this game. I played it all the way through whenever I built this cabinet. I've got a subwoofer and speakers hooked up to this, so I can make it pretty loud. Some games sound better than others. This one sounds really good. Like the bass is really good on it. I think the best point is when he opens his mouth. You gotta throw an axe in there. And then if you can get up here, definitely. I almost got him, right? Oh no! There we go. Gotta get away from him. Come on, there we go. Got him. Hey, Rexer Show's here. Saying, no way, Biggie. One up. BT on an 8-way joystick. Plays great, according to 19 Cent and Company. Kevgret's here saying, happy holidays, Biggie. I'm out with the wife, just stopping by to say hello. Very good to see you guys in the chat. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out. But you guys could see the graphics and the colors, just how good this arcade looked for this time. Of course, it's a BOE monitor, really brings out the colors well. Jeez, that T-Rex, he don't play around. Okay, I didn't even know about this. If you hold down the attack back button, he winds up and he's got a lot more power. Ah. Man, they are kicking my ass. I gotta keep my distance. They run away. Ah, get away. So that T-Rex, you just gotta jump. You can't even really attack. You just gotta keep your distance. I don't even know if you can jump on top of him. Uh-oh. Jeez. You can run through this game because it's unlimited continuous. How do I get up there? Maybe use that pterodactyl? What am I missing? Oh, I guess you have to hit the water to get out of there. Almost got him. All right, we'll go back to that game if we want to. Darkstalkers is a good one to play on here because I never got the big blue, so it's nice having Darkstalkers 1 and 2. Play some Dig Dug. That's always a classic arcade game to play. BOE. Yeah, you gotta have the BOE screen, absolutely. Now, Dig Dug I've got on my Miss Pac-Man here to the left of me. I could always play it on there, but unfortunately the cord I've got going from the computer to this camera isn't going to reach one arcade over, so we won't even be touching Miss Pac-Man today. But we may be able to play Killer Instinct, Final Fight, and Marvel vs. Capcom if y'all want. There we go, still got all my lives. See, he can go through the dirt, so you gotta be careful. I thought I've gotten a higher score than 10,000, but I guess not. Pretty much when I got my Pac-Man, I just started playing this on that. You guys will have to let me know how the audio sounds. I know you guys are hearing me clicking the buttons. There's not much I can do about that, unfortunately. But it adds to the feel, right? Like, it's part of arcades, is they got the clicky buttons. I've always liked this Marvel Superheroes for a modded cabinet. It's got a lot of room on the game deck. It was one of the, I think, their best designs. It didn't have a lip marquee. It didn't have a deluxe cabinet. You know, you got to get a riser for it. But the game deck itself was always one of my favorites. And the artwork on this one, too, is incredible. Looks like a comic book on the game deck. Oh no, I didn't get him. There we go. He's gonna try to run away from me. There we go. I'm about to break that high score live, so that's cool. Well, I shouldn't speak too soon. I still got 800 points to go. 700. If you stay up here, you've got a lot of control over them because they got to come up eventually. But if too many come up at one time, you're screwed like that. So you got to be careful with it. You know, you don't want to use it at the wrong time when they can overrun you. Oh, wasn't fast enough. It gets harder when you get in these later rounds because they're so much faster. And then you got these two in here. It's like, what do you do? Oh, here we go. Ah! That was like the controls, I felt like. Like not having four-way. I think you need a four-way joystick. But I did break my record on this one. Do I get to put initials in? Yes. There we go. Great. All right. So, Rexer, I know you made that one comment here. I do want to kind of try and keep it drama-free today. And if I stream tomorrow, I want to as well. Just because going into this new year, I really want to focus on us just playing the games, enjoying the cabinets, enjoying the community and the hobby. I mean, if it's absolutely necessary for us to bring things up like that, I will. And I'll probably lean more towards the website on that stuff going forward, less on like live streams and videos. That way it can be limited to just the people that want to see that kind of stuff. But I mean, if it is 100% necessary, absolutely, I probably would stream about it too. Because I do want to be vocal and I want people to know what's going on. But I also want to keep a good environment for people to come in and have a good time and just hang out. All right, so we've got Double Dragon 2, The Revenge. This, a lot of people were critical on this one. You know, they like Double Dragon 1 more. I think I tried to get Double Dragon 1 to run on this way back when I put this thing together, and I just wasn't able to get that one to work. So I just got Double Dragon 2. Galaga, great game. Always have loved Galaga a lot. This is one that my dad has always loved too. So I've always had a real passion to play this one and get good at it growing up because I wanted to play it with my dad when we went to the arcades. So let's load that one up. Of course, this one's always better to play on a vertical screen on my Miss Pac-Man, but it's fun to play on here too. I've also got this on my Miss Pac-Man countercade, so I can play it there. And I've got like Galaga 88 and all that on my iArcade, so I can play that on it too. Got a lot of ways I can play this. So you guys can see the load up screens here when you're using this kind of setup. All right, so my high score here is 40,870. I think that's decent, right? And you know what, guys? To be honest, now that I've upgraded the joysticks and buttons on this one, I actually think I enjoy playing it more on here. Like, I think I'm better at it on here than I am on the Miss Pac-Man, which is actually set up for this game. Just because I never really upgraded the joystick or anything on the Miss Pac-Man. This one I did. I had a bad start there, so I'll probably have to do this again. Some people will try to get the double ship. I've never used that method, and I've had luck. I just like having as many lives as possible. And also having the two, it just makes you so much wider. It's easier to get hit. Now, it really helps on the bonus rounds, though, if you're able to do it. Because, see, there, it's without having the two guns, it's hard to get all these. So maybe it is good to do that right before the bonus. I didn't get much on that, 25. It's got to be loud on the button mashing here. So this is, you got to really be aware. They totally change up their movement on this stage. And you would think you're going to go farther to the left. You really got to go the opposite way because they're going to change on you mid-air. Oof, and there was nothing I could do. I had a guy on my left and I had the one coming straight down on me. We'll do one more and see if I can get a better score on the second one. So it looks like the video is pretty good. I've got a door open. I wonder if I close this. No, I can't really close it because I got a cord coming through here. Let me close my blinds. Maybe that'll help. That should help there. See if I can just kind of looks washed out like on this screen that you guys are seeing, but it's actually not at all washed out in person. It's more so the reflection coming from the sunlight coming in to this room. But I just closed the blinds, so it should look a little better. This is just a really dark screen on this game, you know. It's almost all black. But it's a deep dark black on the BOE screen that you're like when you're playing on it. There we go. I'm going to try and get the two ships now, which is going to require those guys up at the top coming down to grab a ship. So I got to keep them alive. Here we go. So this is my opportunity. Now I want to kill him so I can get my ship back. There we go. Come on down, buddy. I used to think that was so cool back in the day. All right, now I'm set up for success here on the bonus. A good player will get all of these ships. I did decent, 36. So got me up to almost 20,000. Now if I can just get another life, I'll be set. There we go. This is really the position you need to be in at this moment. Maybe even more points to really get a good score. I mean, you want to strategize your shots, but also you want to keep them going. Ooh, barely. really missed that guy. See, oh, dang it. See those extra two that come down right there? You got to be fully aware of that. Definitely don't want to get taken now because I've got no extra ships. All right, stage 6. Buddy. They'll kind of move with you so you can kind of divert them in the way that you want them to go a little bit. Or 31, all right. Like to get these guys. Nope. All right, I may beat my high score here live. That would be awesome. But I don't want to speak too soon. Oh, I did. I just beat it. 41,530. Nice. Oh, but I'm happy with that. 44,000. Nice. You guys have to let me know what's your high score on this. Hey, Israel Gaming is here. Good to see you, buddy. Glad to see Israel in the chat. I've been keeping track of his videos and his shorts on his amazing G.I. Joe arcade machine. He did a Switch 2 artwork package on his, and I thought it looked really good. He's playing his Switch 2 arcade games on it, like Terminator 2, No Fate. I saw him playing that. Looked really good on there. So go check out Israel if you guys are looking for some arcade gaming. That's what he is all about, guys. So good to see you in the chat, man. All right, so that was Galaga, one of my favorites, definitely. Probably Galaga's got to be a top 3 for me of arcade games, classic arcade games. Thor KK is here. Good to see you, Thor. He says, "What's up, Biggie?" Not much, just playing some arcade games. Decided, you know, year end, I did this around this time last year where I just played my arcades for a little while. It's fun to share it with the community and get y'all's input and, you know, let's see what your high scores are in some of these games, see where I'm standing, because this doesn't have online leaderboards. Gauntlet. Now this has always been, we're not going to play it, but I am going to load it up because Gauntlet was always one of my favorite games. My parents had this Atari computer, this old Atari computer, and this game we had, and I used to play it all the time. And I used to think it was so cool back in the day. Like, this would have been like 1988 or something like that. 1987 probably when I was playing it. But it was on a computer with a mouse and a keyboard. And I used to have a ton of fun with this game. We won't play that one though because it's long and it's not one I'm really feeling right now. But I do have Gauntlet 2. Let's load that up so you can just see the load up screen on it. This one upped the graphics. I think you got new characters too you could play with. But I always loved the characters that you had options of. You know, you get like the guy with the axe, you got the lady with the sword, you got the elf, and you got the wizard. And I just thought that was a good mix of characters to choose from. Hey, Mikey, good to see ya. He's saying, what's up? Not much, just playing some arcade games. Israel's saying, we're getting old. I know, gets old. I was watching the Mavericks, and Cooper Flagg is going off, and he was 18. He just turned 19 years old. And they were asking him about all the old game systems, like the Wii. And I think he was born like right around the time that the Wii came out, or maybe even after, believe it or not, if you could imagine how young some of the NBA players are now. And Ghouls and Ghosts is a good one. This is a hard game, but it is a great game. Let's play it. And I've got the Ghosts and Goblins, which has this game on it on the New Wave Toys 1/6 Replicade. And I can hook that up to my TV and I can play it with the controller. Or I think I could even play it with like a USB arcade stick as well. I've not tried that yet though. But it's fun to play on here. Thor is saying he loves Galaga. He didn't personally play it much back in the day, but he loved the look of the cab, and it features one of his favorite movies. I think I'm going to print Glenn's 1/6 scale version. That would be a great one to make into a GRS Build-A-Cade, is a Galaga, absolutely. It is definitely one of my top 3. I don't know if I have a number 1, probably just have top 3, and Galaga is up there. But you guys can see the colors. Colors are coming through really good on this game. This game came out in 1988. It's a hard one though. That's the biggest thing about Ghosts and Goblins and Ghouls and Ghosts is they look good, they're fun to play, but they're really difficult games. So if Arcade1Up has a Capcom license, right, for next year, would you like them to make a Ghosts and Goblins or a Ghouls and Ghosts? I think so. I think this is like a must-do for them, right? And I think you go for the classic Ghosts and Goblins artwork and just have this one on there. This is a tough point right here. You got to be on your toes with this one because they're constant enemies everywhere and they can pop up from anywhere. So I've got a good weapon right now. I feel like I'm having difficulty with the joystick though in this game. And so one thing about a multi-cade is, you know, it's got all the games, but are the controls properly set up for these games? It's like sometimes you have to go in and configure them to optimize them for each game. At least with Glenn's Ultimate Control Panel, my iArcade, I have a 4-way and an 8-way option. So I can switch between the two if I'm not feeling it. I don't have that option on this one. I've got the Final Fight arcade, and I've gotten really far on Final Fight. I haven't gotten very far in this one, Ghouls and Ghosts. twice too. It's very unforgiving. Israel says they should be able to do a Final Fight PCB, already has one of the games on it. They just can't rehash it and reskin in a deluxe fashion. Yeah, so the Final Fight I have does have the Final Fight artwork, but it's not, like if I'm looking at my Replicade, it looks nothing like the New Wave Toys Replicade Ghosts and Goblins. Or is it Ghouls and Ghosts is the one I have? Oh, okay. No, I have Ghosts and Goblins. Yeah, so the color's off on my Final Fight. You know, it's a Final Fight cabinet. It has the game on it, but it's a Final Fight cabinet. It'd be cool to have a Ghosts and Goblins cabinet, I think. But yeah, you're right. They already have the license. They've already released, you know, the game, so they have it. Papa Brad's Gaming is here. Hello, Biggie. Good to see you streaming. Good to see Papa Brad in the chat. He is definitely an arcade gamer. This is what his channel is all about, is playing the games like we're doing today. Good to see you in the chat. So I got Golden Axe. We'll load that one up. I never picked up the Arcade 1-Up Golden Axe cabinet, so I can play it on here. I've also got the Death Adder game, so I can play that one. Sega would be a good license. I have not heard anything about Sega in a long time. I don't know what happened with that license. I don't know what they did to them. Maybe with the new acquisition, Basic Fun can make some progress on that. There's a lot of Sega arcade games out there we could be playing. House of the Dead comes to mind. Oh, I thought I jumped on, but she did. So if you jump on this, you can move faster. Man, he's got that tail. You can whip around. These guys are tough. Let's see if we can beat them with some extra credits. Come here. That does not want to focus, does it? There we go. Oh, Papa Brad, he just came in with a $5 super chat. Love the arcade streams. I have you on my arcade or arcade. Cool, very good. We got a goal going as well, guys. It's just 5 super chats of $2 or more, and we'll go another hour. So just keep that in mind. If you guys want to keep going, we'll go for a whole entire another hour for 5 super chats of $2 or more. I just figured it'd be fun to have a goal. I've never used that feature before. Appreciate the $5. Papa Brad is a great guy. You got to go check him out. He's really focused on just the arcade games, the pinball tournaments, and really that's all he cares about right now. Bringing the community together to play the games and enjoy them. Got to stay out of the path of that flame. Got the skeleton guy. I guess he came before Killer Instinct. All right, there's Golden Axe. Great arcade game. So let's see, Papa Brad's using his emojis. If you guys become a member, 99 cents a month, you'll get to use the emojis. Thor KK is saying, I have both Replicades. I couldn't decide which one I preferred, so I got the 2-pack. Definitely don't regret that choice. Yeah, I wish I would have gotten both of them too. That is one that I'm missing out on. And the thing about the New Wave toys is once they're gone, it's like they normally never remake them. So it's like your one and only shot. Israel says, I think Nintendo primarily owns the licenses for Sega. I did not know that. Interesting. Okay, so maybe that's part of the larger picture is Nintendo has to be involved. And a lot of news coming out in Nintendo, guys. If you guys watched the recent video yesterday of iWriteGamer, he's got some good information on that. Papa Brad says that he loves arcade gaming streams. I have you on the arcade. Thor says that's why Sega's been so absent in home arcades. Dreamcast Revenge. And Papa Brad's Gaming says play some Gyrus. You can enter a score in the Retro Legends arcade. Great shooter like Galaga. And Thor says, oh, Golden Axe, an arcade one up that I would have loved to have, but hardly ever saw anyone get it anywhere. It was a arcade I passed on because it was the 4-player. And the only 4-player that I ever got was the NBA Jam. Ended up selling it because it took up so much room. I actually got a Simpsons for $1.99 at Walmart, and I had it in the back of my car. I actually never put it together because once I got it home, I'm like, I just don't have room for this Simpsons cabinet, even at $1.99. So if they're gonna do some of these, I hope they do them in 2-player also, like give us the option of both, would be really nice. So that's Golden Axe. Gonna take here a look at the stream and where we're at here. So we're at 1 hour, guys. I did put that goal in. We did not meet the goal, but that's okay. We're having fun. I'm going to keep it going for a little longer. Let's see here. I'll start another one. We'll just do 5 super chats. And we'll do the next 30 minutes. Cool. We'll go for at least another half hour because we got other games I want to show you. Even if we don't play them, I want to show them to you. Here's Golden Axe Death Adder. This was an amazing game. This is probably like what maxed out the Pi for me. This was about the most intensive, graphically intensive game I was able to get running on this Pi. This is a Pi 3, I think. But you can see how good it looked. And this is a fun game to play all the way through, too. It's cool to play the first Golden Axe and then go to this, too, because you can see the differences. Let's see if I can get that focus better. And look at this. Just the detail. You got like the 3D environment behind it too. See, that's as high as the volume will go. Some of these, just like the volume's not right. Like it only get this high. They stayed true to the original, even though they added all this new stuff. It plays very similar to the original. I want to get past this part because I want to show you how it's gonna change here in just a moment. And this was something new that they had started to do at this time period in the arcade games, was to make it feel more 3D, not just left to right. And RoboCop did this really well too. Use my magic. See this part here. I like that special. Look at that. This is, if you guys have not played this game all the way through to the end, you're missing out. It only takes about probably, I'd say, an hour to beat. Maybe less than that even. Man, these scorpions remind me of Fallout Season 2. Have you guys watched it? I don't want to ruin it for you. But those scorpions look just like that show. All right. Got 15 people in the chat. I think this is what people want to see, right? In the home arcade community. We need to get back to our games and just enjoying what we have, especially right now because we're in that time period where things are really changing. The landscape's really changing in home arcade right now. A lot is happening behind the scenes with Basic Fun taking over Arcade 1UP. And I think there's going to be a period where we can just sit and enjoy what we already have and really just share that with the community and enjoy it together. And I think this is really what people want. They want to see the games, getting back to them. Not all about the hype, not all about the newest cabinet that's coming or what's around the corner next week or next month, but just playing what we've collected over these, what, half a decade or more now. All right, so that was Death Adder, Golden Axe. Joe and Mac Return. So this is a sequel to what we were just playing earlier. The Caveman Ninja game. This is a sequel, but they totally changed it up and they made it more, you're going to see here, kind of like Bubble Bobble. And I thought it was cool. It's a fun game to play. Totally different, though, than the first one. And I think I've beaten this one too. Played it all the way through. The graphics just are really good on these Data East Caveman games. And this one controls very well. I haven't heard much about Data East cabinets. I know Quarter Arcades is doing them, but like for a 3/4 scale, yeah, I haven't heard anything about Data East stuff. It'd be nice to get a RoboCop. So that's it, but you guys can see it, get a good idea of what it's like. It's a ton of fun. Colors look really good on the BOE screen, and it's just a joy to play this game all the way through. King of Monsters, so this was a Neo Geo one. This is one that I used to love playing on the NES, just the regular Nintendo Entertainment System. Remember it very well. 1991. That sounds right. When this game came out, it was really popular, especially with my age group at that time. Because Godzilla was popular at that time. Just any combat, like fighting game, was fun for our age group back then. Because our parents didn't want us playing these games. So we always drew ourselves even more so to them, because we felt like, you know, it was the forbidden fruit. Like, you can't play this as a kid. It's too violent. So I got Marvel Superheroes here, but I'll never play it on here anymore because I've got the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 cabinet, which just plays those games excellent. Plus, you can play them online. But I got all those games on here. I was never able to get Marvel vs. Capcom 2 to run on this Pi that I have, though. It got maxed out at this one. I've got the Metal Slug games. For some reason, I couldn't get 2, 3 to run, but I was able to actually get 5 to run somehow. Don't know how that works, but I've tried different, what do we call these things? Emulators, and it didn't matter. But I was able to get 5 to run. This one's loud too, like the music's loud on this one. So I gotta turn it down a little.
Mission 1, start!
See how good it's looking, how good it's playing on here too. I think this is an excellent way to play this game on an arcade one-up, believe it or not. Jump on the boat. Something's happening when I'm crouching, like I was trying to press right, but it just would not move. Israel says, the King of Monsters 1 and 2 were my older brother's favorite games from the Neo Geo. He would never let me play his Neo Geo AES. Interesting. See, I didn't have much experience with Neo Geo growing up outside of just like the console games that I could get a hold of for the Nintendo. So Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, this is a classic. We'll load it up just to show it to you, like the intro. Like if you don't have this game on your multicade, you got to get it. Appreciate the $5, Papa Brad. That was nice of you. King of Monsters 1 and 2. Yeah, I don't know if I ever really played much of 2. So it's a Sega title. Man, I don't know if like a home arcade company could ever get this license because of the Michael Jackson family and just how tight they are with his name and his, appearance in something. It would be way too expensive today for that to ever happen. But you never know. They're about to come out with that biopic movie about him. So maybe they're more open to doing something like that now than they've ever been. But I mean, just to imagine for a second, like if they were able to bring us a Michael Jackson Moonwalker arcade, wouldn't that just be like one of the ultimate licenses I feel like they could get a hold of and make? And there's just so many Michael Jackson fans out there that it'd be extremely popular, I think, with everyone that are fans of him. Just to have it in their living room, even a music fan or a movie fan, or it wouldn't even necessarily have to be like a arcade enthusiast that would be drawn to something like that. So I got Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3. It's nice to have these on here because I never got the Mortal Kombat arcade one up, even though I always wanted to get one. Maybe I'll get that opportunity this year coming up. Maybe we can get one. I saw them as low as, I think, $3.99. I've seen them as low as $3.99, the deluxe Mortal Kombat. And with the Legacy Collection that came out on consoles being kind of hit or miss on, whether people liked it or not, it may be worth picking up the arcade now. May be the best way to play it online. What was your favorite Mortal Kombat game? I do have a lot of love for the first one, but I definitely am going to get more enjoyment out of this third one, or the Ultimate, just because it's got the larger characters, amount of characters. Stages look better. I'm also a little better at it. Like I can pull off the special moves a little better. So there's your Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3 on here. Got Miss Pac-Man, of course, NBA Jam. So I sold my NBA Jam. So if I was to play it now, I would probably play it on here. And then I've also got it on the iArcade as well. And I think this plays better on here, actually, than the iArcade, surprisingly. Now, this is kind of like my Holy Grail game right here on this cabinet. This is one game I wish they would have always made that they never did. Primal Rage. And it's an Atari game. So it is definitely possible that they could do that. I think early on it was the limitations of their boards just would not play this title. Maybe it would have happened if it weren't for that. This is just such a great game. I'm a big dinosaur fan too. I love the Jurassic Park movies and stuff, so this just totally fit what I liked. But just like how good the dinosaurs and the creatures look in this. It is a treasure in any arcade for sure. his brain to the point where it was done, there's a way you can defeat him that way too. Or maybe when the brain does that, he pauses and that gives you a chance to openly defeat him. Blood was always the thing back then. Like, everybody was so fascinated by the blood and gore in these games. That's what sold arcade games back in the day. More blood, the better. He's farting. There we go. So I'm still on, what, 1 credit here? Let's see if I can defeat him. Chaos, he's got bad breath. Oh no. I think he's gonna get me, maybe. Yeah. Well, there's Primal Rage. That, I think, would be the ultimate arcade for them to bring us. Hey, Kevin, $2 just joined. Is this your iArcade? No, this is my Marvel Superheroes with a Raspberry Pi. Here, I'll turn the light on so you can see it. But yeah, it's a Raspberry Pi. This was the, what do we call this, ATA Prime mod from way back when. Still running, more than half a decade later. Having no issues with it. He says, dang it, Biggie, read the chat. Ojib's here. He says, what it done? Do good holiday week. Good to see you, Ojib. Thank you for joining the pinball tournament as well. I think that was great. We only had 6, but we had a good time. We all competed, and always great to see you part of the tournaments. Duck3Dog says, Primal Rage, something you and Fox can agree on? Yes, I think we can definitely agree on arcade games for sure. And that may be our middle ground where we can figure things out, is get back to the arcade games. Says, if you think they released an home Primal Rage, would it fix the home arcade community? I think absolutely it would. I've always heard people, large groups of people in the home arcade community just really begging Arcade 1Up or any other manufacturer to bring this to us. It does seem attainable too, because it is an Atari license, and Atari is open to using their license in 3/4 scale arcades. Obviously, we've seen Centipede and many others, Tempest, but would they bring this license to the home arcades? I don't know. It's one of those titles that just has a lot of recognition in arcades. I don't know what their intentions are in the future with this license. Do they want to bring it back into like modern consoles and make like a modern version of Primal Rage? I don't know. I don't know what their future plans are for this. But if they made one, it would sell. Absolutely, 100% this game would sell. No doubt about it. I think everyone would want it. The only thing that's holding it back is it's not that family-friendly game that I think they're going to be leaning in towards, is more of that family-friendly type arcade starting next year, and I just don't know if this fits into that with the blood and the gore. And if they were to make it without all that, would it still be the same game? I don't think it would. It would. I think people would be more upset if they were to take all of that out of it just to bring it to us. You know, they had to do that somewhat with the WWE WrestleFest. They had to remove characters because they didn't have the license. This would be a little bit different. I could see them having to like remove the blood and remove the violence out of it as much as they could. And I'd rather them not do it at all if they're going to have to remove those things. So I don't know. I can't tell you if they would or wouldn't do it. I would like to see them do it. I think everyone would love to have one. It would sell very well. It would really put a lot of like a spark or a lot of energy behind, you know, us as far as how much we enjoy these cabinets if they were to bring us something like this. So, you know, it's something we can definitely think about and dream about, but will it happen? I don't know. Probably 50-50. OJIP says, no need to OG ways to play the games. Duck3Dog says there was no point gonna get it. There's a demo emulator, but 1UP wouldn't budge. It's a Midway license that WB was really pushing for them to make. Interesting. Okay, so WB owns the license now, Midway. It's no longer an Atari title. Interesting. Okay, I did not know that. So that's new information to me. And I know that these games, you know, they always change hands. You know, companies end up acquiring them and you never end up knowing who they're with. But Midway is definitely one of those companies that would work with Arcade1Up to bring a title like this. You guys can see how good the video is coming through right now too. Just how good this game looks and how different it is than other arcade titles we have in our arcade rooms, like in our game rooms. So it brings something like a totally different dynamic and a different game to the arcade. So I would love to see this happen. But it's been something that I've been talking about for like 5 years. So kind of over the time period of 5 years, you begin to believe it's never going to happen. So that's Primal Rage. Now I've got R-Type 1 and 2. These games are amazing to play on here. I've always really enjoyed R-Type. It's like a side-scrolling shooting game like shmup. And these play really good on this Marvel Superheroes. The sound's really good. I'll just load it up so you guys can hear it. $1987. Oh shoot, I'll play it. It's hard though. Unforgiving game for sure. You gotta know what's happening ahead of time. I should have just avoided that. I don't even know why I went down there. At least I get to start from this point. I mean, if you watch people that are good at this game, you're going to just see their movement on the screen and just how you have to play this game. You just got to be on your toes all the time. And here's R-Type 2. Duck3Dog says that's why Primal Rage 2 was canceled. Yes, if you guys ever want to check out Primal Rage 2, I've actually played it in person. They have it at Galloping Ghost in Chicago, but they only made probably, I don't know, I can't tell you how many units, not many though. And it was never officially released. Ojib says, no, you need the original way to play the game, the way it was meant to be played, absolutely. Prince Vinny's here. He's saying, what arcade machine is this? Everyone's asking. It is the Marvel Superheroes. This was my second arcade that I had ever bought. And I had modded it with the Raspberry Pi, ETA Prime. And this one I always felt was a good one to mod because I love the artwork on it. I love the bezel. I like the comic strip looking game deck artwork on this one. Makes for a really good multicade. I got this from Walmart, believe it or not, for $199. Thank you, Kevin, for the $2. We had a goal in mind here, and the timer ended before we reached the goal. We got one of 5 super chats. But we've gotten 2 total today. We've gotten one from Papa Brad as well. And we'll just do all the colors. And I'm having fun. It looks like you guys are having fun. Let's go for another 30 minutes. We got 16 people in here, so that's awesome. On a Saturday with no notice, you know, I didn't advertise this at all. I just popped up on a stream, and we got a lot of people watching, so let's go for another half hour. Prince says $199. What year did you get this arcade? Discounted like that. So what year was this? This would have been either 2019 or 2020. I wonder if I can find my old receipt from when I bought it. I think I'd bought it in store, so it would have been a paper receipt. But I think I had opened some tickets with Arcade Went Up at the time, because you remember when they used to always send out parts? Well, I have like another bezel. I have another plexiglass overlay for the game deck, like a backup one. And I've even got another marquee for it if I ever needed to put another marquee in it. So like I opened a bunch of support tickets back in the day when I bought it. You guys remember that time, right? So let me see here if I can find an old support ticket. All right, I can tell you guys the date that I bought my Final Fight. I bought my Final Fight Arcade One Up was my very first Arcade One Up that I'd ever bought. And I had purchased that on 11/23/2019. So long time ago, over half a decade ago. And I paid $149 for it, and it was $160.86 with tax. And those were going for as low as $75 at that time, though. Not seeing anything on my Marvel Superheroes, though. Let me see if I can find another email, though. At least tell you when I opened my first support ticket. Arcade One Up, support. I'm just looking for old emails from them. All right, here we go. I'm back into 2023, 2021. I got an old email from Dan Parkin's next AA meeting. That was in February of 2023. I actually appeared on Arcades Anonymous as a guest 2 times back in February of 2023 when they first started. We used to all like each other. We used to all get along very well, actually. All right, so I had opened a support ticket on 12/14/2019 for damaged parts. That must have been the final fight. But you upload the pictures to their website, so I don't really have much information. It would have been somewhere around like 2020, 2021 that I picked up this Marvel Superheroes. I can't tell you exactly. I tried to look, but I'm not able to quickly find it. But it does bring up some memories of the home arcade stuff we were doing back then, bringing up those old emails. Prince Vinny says, so cool. He also says, great comic book artwork on it. Really makes for a nice multicade. It really does. Just that comic book strip looking bezel and game deck really fits that multicade look. And I've always just liked the color scheme on this cabinet. And the game deck's really good on this one too. Like even though it's like 6-button, 2-player, it's got a lot of room for your wrist and your hands on the edges. All right, so that's R-Type 2. We're not going to play it, but just showing it to you. Got Rampage on here. This is one cabinet I wish I would have picked up. I was watching D-Love, Detroit Love stream about this time last week, I think it was, or maybe sometime last week. And he was talking about all the original Arcade 1-Up cabinets that came out, and Rampage was one of them. And it was a 2-player cabinet, but it had 3 joysticks for 3 players on it. And that was one that I'd always wish I would have picked up because it had Gauntlet on it. It had Rampage. What were some of the other ones? Defender was on that cabinet. And I just have like a love and appreciation for the original cabinets just as much as I do the new ones. And this was one of the higher end games at that time when they first came out. If you remember, it was Street Fighter, Pac-Man, Rampage. And I've got World Tour on here. I remember back then everyone was wanting World Tour, like thinking maybe we'd get one of those, but we never did. But I'd be interested in a World Tour. Let's turn the volume up on this so you can hear it. So this is a 2-credit game.
I think we need to stop production before.
I won't play this one, but I'll just show you guys the intro on it. You guys can see the colors coming through on this too, how good it looks. Here, I'll jump up there. You eat the people. You can grab the helicopter too. I definitely think I like World Tour better than the original. It just did everything better. But it kept the original gameplay. And who doesn't like smashing stuff? So there you go. That is definitely a good one. Now, this has always been one of my favorite arcade games to play on this cabinet, and this is RoboCop 2. I actually couldn't get RoboCop 1 to run for some reason back then, so I just was able to get 2 on here when I built this. But this is a great title. If you guys have never played this. Did I add these games all myself? I did, yes. I did all this on my own. This was complete build from scratch on my own. I just followed the ETA Prime video. So you guys go check that out if you ever want to do this. No image. Nope, I did it all from scratch. Very tedious, time consuming to do it this way. But you get to kind of manage it all on your own and only put the games that you want on there, and you can customize it to make it look how you want. I went with just a very simple menu system that was kind of reminiscent of Pac-Man with the logo and stuff. You did this all by yourself? Wow, good stuff. Yeah, just follow the step-by-step video. But this was a great arcade game back in the day. Just such a good one to play. And still fun today. So you got 2 buttons, one shoots to the left, one shoots to the right. And then you got to jump, and that's it. It's a 3 button. And then it adds this dynamic to it where you have the 3D aim. I would love to see a RoboCop cabinet. I was always a huge fan of the movies. Even the modern RoboCop I thought was a good movie. So I'm just moving the joystick left to right and hitting the buttons as fast as I can. When you get into here, there's a point where you get into an arcade, and it's cool because it's got a bunch of Data East arcade games in the background. Just gotta stay out of the way of his chainsaw and you're good against this guy. Doesn't seem like I'm doing much damage to him, though. I guess his life bar is coming down. Just slowly. Knocking him down, but it doesn't seem like life's going down very fast. Come on. I don't know if the gun does anything, or it does, but not much. Oh man, he's gonna get me. Look at that. I gotta beat him. Here we go.
Thank you for your cooperation.
So cool. I think this is the arcade here. So we'll run in there real quick. Yep, there it is. And see, you can see the Data East logos. I don't know if any of these are actual games in the background. Just it's all the same. Got some pinballs. RoboCop pinball, which I think they did make a RoboCop pinball, didn't they? So there you go. There's RoboCop 2. That's a good one. Got Street Fighter Alpha. You know, once the Iconic Arcade comes out, all these games are going to be played on that cabinet. Alpha 3, Street Fighter 2 World Warrior. I would say World Warrior plays the best on this cabinet. I'll just load it up so you guys can see it, hear it. Street Fighter 3 plays really good on here too, I would say. Had a lot of fun with that game on here. Prince Vinny says, you know what's a good idea? Make half the control panel fight stick, the other half a trackball spinner. That's a good idea. Get some trackball games on here. All right, we'll go for about 15 more minutes. But I'll show you guys the rest of these games I have on here, and then we could maybe do a quick tour of the arcade. Such a classic. Are you guys looking forward to the Street Fighter movie coming out? Never picked up a Street Fighter cabinet, but I never felt like I needed to because this just plays so good on here. And then got Super Street Fighter and Third Strike. Always have loved Third Strike. And it felt like such a long time coming, and we're still waiting on it technically, because Iconic Arcade still is not technically released theirs yet, but we know it's coming. But it'll have this title on there. Didn't know it was coming out. Are you talking about the Iconic Arcade? Yeah. It's going to have pretty much the whole collection of Street Fighter arcade games up to this one. Up to the 2000s, early 2000s. Dang, I can't believe we've been playing for 2 hours already, guys. Time flies when you're playing arcade games. This is a lot of fun. I have not done this in a long time. We need to, as a community, do more of this, where we just play the games. This is what it's all about. All right, so that's your Street Fighters, but I do have Puzzle Fighter on here as well. So if you guys have got like the Big Blue, you're going to have this one. They started including this game on the Street Fighter cabinets, so a lot of people have this one. But this is a fun one to sit down and play. I know Basic Fun taking over Arcade One Up and pretty much purchasing all their assets, or a lot of them. Their talk is a lot about puzzle games, so maybe we'll get a Street Fighter Puzzle Fighter arcade. Would you guys be interested in that? Because they're going to want to go more in the direction, like on the, especially like the artwork and the cabinet itself, more in like a direction of what they think is going to appeal to larger audiences. And this is a puzzle, so it's going to fit into that, you know, big picture that they want to accomplish next year. I always have a lot of fun with this game when I play it. But there you go. There's Puzzle Fighter. And then, of course, I got TMNT on here. Never picked up the 4-player TMNT, so I do enjoy playing it on here, but I also enjoy playing it on the iArcade. And then I have a lot of fun playing Shredder's Revenge on the PC with the X-Arcade, too. Ever since that Marvel Cosmic Invasion's come out, I've been playing a lot more of the Shredder's Revenge. Love the intro on this. I am not in New York. No, I'm in Arizona. Yeah, Phoenix, Arizona. Such a great title. I think I like this one, you know, more than the second one.
Fire! Hang on, Nico.
Great game. Great game. I had no reason to pick up that TMNT collection that came out on consoles because I can just play them on here. You know, a lot of people are buying these games for consoles because they don't own the arcade. We own the arcade.
Let it show!
Yeah, I love Arizona. I've moved here from Texas about over 4 years ago, and I've loved living here. I'm a big hiker, and there's just a lot of really good hiking around here because there's not a lot of private property. It's mostly all federal land and state land, so you can pretty much go anywhere and everywhere you want around here. Prince says Multicade is awesome. You can play Turtles still. Yes, still get to enjoy these games without actually owning the entire cabinet. You got to pick and choose when you have a smaller place. You got to pick and choose what you can and can't have. But the Multicade kind of fills those gaps, right? Especially if you have a good Multicade you like to play these games on. And I've always really enjoyed playing these arcade games on this cabinet. Like I have the Ultimate iArcade setup, but I always find myself coming back to this cabinet to play some of these games. Just because the control deck, the feel of this cabinet, it was always one of my favorites. And of course, you got to have Punisher. Punisher was part of the original PCB on this cabinet, which I still have, and I could always put back in here if I ever wanted. And what was cool is we had gotten that Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection, and they were able to get this game on there. So if you guys ever modded like an arcade one up with an Intec control deck, put a switch in it, you could just have it loaded up with the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection and just play this on that way too. So there's Punisher. Got the Simpsons. Simpsons plays really good on here. Unfortunately, on my iArcade, I couldn't get the Simpsons to play well, but it plays great on here. I do not have a racing cabinet. I was gonna get the Fast and Furious. I actually bought it. I had it in my home, still in the box. I bought it at Best Buy, paid $3.99 for it, and I just really didn't have the room for it, and I returned it after like having it in the box for a week and looking at it. I do want a racing cabinet though. And I think that Final Fight's probably the one to get because it's got the Mystery Encoder mod for it now. You can sideload a bunch of games onto it. So this is a two-player cabinet, but it's still a lot of fun to play on here. And it plays really good, as you guys can see. Just sounds good. Graphics are good. But if I was to show you guys this on my arcade, you would see that it just does not play well on it. Something about that board. So talking about like those fighting, or not the fighting collections, the beat 'em up collections they've been putting out, right? They did the TMNT Shredder's Revenge. They did Marvel Cosmic Invasion. My hope, and probably what I think is going to end up happening, is their next one's going to be Simpsons. It would only make sense, right? Of course, it'll be named something different, but it'll be true to the original arcade game like those other beat 'em ups were. You know, I think I've beaten this arcade game one time, and just after a while, you know, it gets kind of tiring to play this, and you can't really pause it and come back to it. So I've only played it all the way through once, but it's definitely worth at least beating it one time. I remember playing that in the arcades a lot growing up. And then, of course, this one here, X-Men. This fits this Marvel Superheroes cabinet very well.
X-Men. In the 21st century, evil mutants led by Magneto aim to destroy the world. Humans can do nothing against the power of the evil mutant. The only hope is X-Men. Go and save the city.
This makes me want to go play Cosmic Invasion now. All right, there's X-Men. And what else I got on here? X-Men vs. Street Fighter and X-Men Children of the Atom. So that rounds it out. So let's do a quick tour of the arcade. So you guys can see what I'm working with here. Let me turn all my machines on. One moment, I'm going to mute the mic because I got to take the mic off the Miss Pac-Man. And I don't want y'all to have to hear all that moving around. So I'm going to mute the mic for just a moment. All right, I'm back. Turn on my machines here. All right, let's see if we can do this without dropping my camera. I dropped my DJI mic earlier, one of them. Luckily, I guess it's fine. Didn't have any issues today after I dropped it. Definitely don't want to drop this camera. All right. So the cord's not going to reach, but there's my Miss Pac-Man, which serves as my Miss Pac-Man Galaga Rolling Thunders on there, which I really enjoy. Here's my Marvel Superheroes. Just love this game deck, guys. Cannot tell you how much this was a perfect design for this cabinet. That's why it makes like the perfect multi-cade, because of the artwork. The room on the game deck just feels really good. Oh, as you guys can see, I've changed out the buttons from the concave to the convex, which I like much better. I'm still stuck with the Player 1, Player 2 original buttons though. But this was just such a great cabinet. And the artwork was really good on this one. I also changed out the buttons on the Miss Pac-Man. I also did the Josebo's slip-on marquee for that. You know, this Miss Pac-Man, let me give you guys kind of a background on what I paid for these. So I paid $150 for the Miss Pac-Man, and it was the Peasant Cade. It did not come with the riser, so I had to buy the riser separately. But it did come with the coin door, which was cool. And changed out the buttons, changed out the joystick. I found a Class of 81 lit marquee online. Someone was just selling that by itself on eBay. Bought that, put that in there, tore off that old sticker, and bought the slip-on Miss Pac-Man, which has the Bally Midway on it logo. Really happy with that. But eventually I want to replace that Miss Pac-Man with like a more modern one, like a deluxe or something. Here's my Killer Instinct. Killer Instinct has the slip-on marquee as well from Josebo's. I highly recommend you guys get that because of just how good it's going to look. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but this is an awesome cabinet. This is a very, very good cabinet. You guys can see the leaderboards are still working. No issues there, even with all the changes. Got Battletoads, 8-bit, 16-bit. You can play online. See if there's people playing online. How do I get into an online game? It's been so long. I'm invisible, for one. Play next in queue. Number of wins before player in queue is called. Okay. I'll probably have to make myself visible to everyone. So I'm waiting on someone, I guess, to join. We'll see if someone joins while we're here. So here's my final fight. And this is a great cabinet. Came with Final Fight, Ghosts and Goblins, 1944, Strider. This had a kind of a weird button on it. It was one of the older ones where you only had a medium and a high. And the high is really high, and you just had one speaker right here. One of my favorites to play on here is Ghosts and Goblins. I'll show you my high score. 31,500. I'm proud of that. You guys will have to let me know if you got a higher score on or on Ghosts and Goblins. And then here's my pride and joy, my Marvel vs. Capcom 2. This was one cabinet I'd always wanted from them, and I didn't get it till way after a lot of other people, but I only paid $350 for this cabinet. A lot of people paid $600 for it. I only paid $350, and I thought that was a good deal. Got Zangief, Hulk, Ryu, Spider-Man on it. I do like the slanted game deck a lot, but I don't like it more than Marvel Superheroes. Main reason is this little edge right here. Also, these screws tend to come out sometimes, and I don't use the Loctite like a lot of people do. Leaderboards are up, you guys can see. Let's see if anybody's playing online. Just trying. Here we go. See if anybody's online. Go to US East. Nobody online. Now, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 doesn't play very well online, so that's probably why. But let's see if we can go to one of these others. Like this one's normally busier. Nobody in there. Look at my record, too. I'm not very good. 1-8. Oh, there's somebody waiting to play right there. So somebody wants to play Marvel vs. Capcom. Let's go to Marvel Superheroes. There's somebody in there too. So people are still playing. Not many. Here's my countercade. I got this for, what was it, 70 or 80 bucks. I always try and get good deals on the, it was always a lot of fun trying to deal shop these. Got my arcade one up hat, thanks to the Cornercade who had sent this out to me way back when. Actually won it on a giveaway on a show. Of course, I collect some superhero stuff, just the Superman superpowers, and then the most recent movie. And then I got the Zoltar unit. And then I've got the cigarette machine. There's my Ghosts and Goblins. And then down there is a Frenzy, which was their ones that look all beat up and stuff, the Survivor series. And then I got this from New Wave Toys. I think I only paid $10 for this. This is kind of cool. You can plug it into the Replicade and play this way too. And the joystick's actually really good. And the buttons are actually really cool. And they actually click really, like they're quality buttons, surprisingly. Paid $10 for that. Always looking for deals. So if you guys like watching deals too, that's what I'm about. And I think that's going to start happening earlier next year because we're going to probably get like a full line of new cabinets from Arcade 1-Up next year. So I imagine a lot of the older stuff that's been around will start to go on deep discounts to kind of clear out. So hopefully we can get back to that again. That was a lot of fun. Paid $150 for this cabinet, paid $150 for this one, paid $150 for this one. Oh, I'm sorry, I paid $199 for Miss Pac-Man, $150 for Marvel Superheroes, $150 for Killer Instinct, direct from Arcade 1-Up, if you guys remember that. Final Fight, paid, I told you earlier, what was it, $150 for it? But some people got it for as low as $75. And then I paid $350 for Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I think I paid like $79 for the Countercade. So there it is. There's my Arcade 1-Up arcade. Pretty cool, right? Soon I'm going to have a lot more room. I'm actually moving into a house, like an actual small house. I'm going to have like a full bedroom that I'll be able to make into a game room. So I'll have more room coming up here very soon for more arcades. But this is what I've been working with for the last 4 years, is this little room here. And then out in the living room, I've got a iArcade, I've got an X-Arcade, I've got a upstairs an AtGames Legends Ultimate. I've got a Arcade 1-Up Attack from Mars in the living room that I'm waiting on Mystery Encoder to finish his mod so I can mod that thing. Let's see here. Prince Vinny says X-Men. If you have the space, get an X-Men cab. Papa Brad says Combo Breaker, KI. Mikey says deep discounts incoming, but I hope the servers still work. Yeah, the servers are working. I don't see those going down. Looks like they've been able to maintain all the servers, all the online features. My iArcade and ALU is right out here. So I can show you just for a second here. We won't play those today, but I'll show it to you. So there's the iArcade right there. X-Arcade in the living room. Maybe we can do a stream of that soon because I've got a lot of titles on it. And I can play trackball games, I can play spinner, all that stuff. You got good deals, Mikey says. All right, well, this has been a lot of fun. We've consistently had, upwards to almost 20 people. We got 13 people in the chat right now, so I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. I got an electric bike. It's an older one I've had for like 7-8 years. I bought it when those electric bikes first became popular. I don't ride it as much anymore. You guys remember I got an accident around this time last year and broke both my wrists on that damn bicycle. So I don't ride it as much. Sometimes I'll get on it though. Yeah, well, I won't have to have arcades in the living room at the new place. Papa Brad says he wants more streams like this. And I think that is the point that I tried to make today as well, is I think we need to get back to gaming, especially right now. I think we really need to lean on what makes this hobby great right now, which is the actual arcades themselves, the products that brought us all together, sharing that with the community, sharing that with our friends, and just enjoying it. And you know, doing game room tours and playing the games together. I just think that is a great way to spend our time right now rather than going back and forth. And I know a lot of people kind of look at me as like I'm trying to create some drama right now, and that is not at all the case. What I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to draw a line in the sand. I want people to know what's appropriate, what's right, what is inappropriate, what is wrong. And I think that is very important for us to do right now because there's behind the scenes, there's a lot changing. And you're going to want to make sure you're on the right side because if you guys have read my recent article, it will explain all that. And I think it's very important people are aware of it and they know where they need to be in order to be accepted because it's no longer going to be accepted the way things have been going. And I just don't want to see people go down the wrong path, right? I want to help people. So I hope you guys have a great rest of the weekend. It looks like my camera is about to, don't fall. Don't fall. All right, come on. So yeah, just guys, treat each other right. We'll be streaming tomorrow, doing our regular Sunday live stream. We got a lot to talk about, so hopefully you guys want to come hang out with me. And hope you guys have a good rest of your Saturday. I'll be looking for y'all streams. Any of you YouTubers out there, I'll be looking for streams for y'all, and I'll be jumping into the chat if you guys want to share your stuff today. Nerf Herd Master says, always positive as usual, Mikey. Tell us something new. Definitely would like to see us do that. Be more positive. All right, guys. Have a good Saturday. Appreciate the super chat. You from Papa Brad, the $5. Kevin, the $2. I really appreciate that from y'all. And I'll see y'all soon. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.